Hello there, Stevos. Welcome along to this very special unboxing of Apple product. It's very surprising actually because I always thought that I had actually just turned my back on Apple a really long time ago. But I'm going to level with you now. It's been years. I can't even remember the last time I did an unboxing for an Apple product. It might have been back in 2019. I don't really know. It probably was a very long time ago though. But welcome along anyway. I'm going to try my best to do as much of this unboxing as I can while my camera has got a little bit of charge in it. Firstly, what I do want to do though, first of all, is I want to show you specifically this iPad that I've got right here. So this iPad that I have right here is the iPad 5, iPad 5th generation. Now, this came out way back in 2017, and I think from my understanding, I think I did get this iPad when it first got released, or around about that time. Now, obviously, over time, we've had, obviously, iPad OS, which is obviously an operating system focusing on the iPad and, similar to, iOS, tvOS, macOS, and stuff like that. So obviously, that is the iPad. Now, that iPad right there that I showed you guys, that iPad became obsolete a very long time ago. We are actually, I think that's on iPad OS 16. We're on iPad OS 17. iPad OS will be coming later this year in September. So it's been a while since that iPad was able to be updated. It's also been a while since any of the apps on that iPad were able to update as well. So it definitely was time for me. And given the fact that I still use the iPad. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I normally do my movie wrap-up episodes, I normally talk about the movies that I've been watching and stuff. I usually use that iPad to talk about the movies that I've been watching. So there is that. There are times where my phone's on charge. Maybe I'm watching something on my Samsung tablet, and again, I sometimes use Twitter and Facebook and stuff on the iPad. So that iPad does still to this day get used, but it's just unfortunate that Apple doesn't support the iPad, that iPad specifically, anymore. So I thought to myself, okay, well, it's been a while since I last got an Apple product. It's been a while since I last updated or refreshed the iPad. So I thought to myself, well, why don't I treat myself to an iPad? And I did. I treated myself to an iPad because it's been a while since, like I said, I've, bought an iPad. Also, as well, I should note that the Samsung Galaxy S7 Plus device as well. Let me just talk about that very quick before I do dive in. So there is nothing wrong with my Galaxy Tab S7 Plus device. It is something that I'm still going to continue using, of course. But on top of that, though, it is, again, similar to the iPad 5, it is starting to become quite old now. To the point where Samsung have actually stopped, giving the Tab S7 device updates. If you're on Tab S8 or S9, which is the current tablet, you can update it, it's fine. Still eligible for updates, but the S7 has just missed out on the most recent updates. So I'm sure within time, that tablet will become obsolete, just like the iPad 5. But anyway, let me dive into this unboxing anyway, because I feel like now I'm rambling on. So this is what you do get. So I have got the iPad, the new iPad Pro. This is the 13-inch model. So it comes in two different sizes. So it comes in a 11-inch model and a 13-inch model. The model that I've got today is the 13-inch model, and it's also slightly thinner than the 11-inch. So the 11-inch comes in at 5.3 millimeters thick. The 13-inch comes in at 5.1 millimeters thin, which I'm literally going to be very mind blown, because yeah, but this is what you do get. Now, given the fact that all of this is sold separately, by the way, okay, it doesn't come with the iPad unless you like get the accessories with it as well, which I did. But this is the Apple Pencil Pro, okay, which I do believe it only does work with the iPad Pro M4, okay. So we've got that. Now, obviously, this is great for using to take notes. If you're an artist and you do a lot of your like drawings or paintings and stuff like that, this is the ideal pencil to use, okay. And then we have also got as well this magic keyboard as well. Now, I have said this in my weekly vlog that I did, and I'm going to say it here as well. So, the magic keyboard, it does work, it does act as a keyboard, understandably, but it also, at the same time, does act as a case as well. Now, this isn't going to be the case that I'm going to be continuing to use. It is something that I am going to attach my iPad to quite often, but it's not going to be the forever case. I am planning to get a new case to go with the iPad. There is actually, I'm planning to go to Brighton this upcoming week, actually. And I do know there is an Apple store there, so I'm planning to get the case from the Apple store in Brighton later this week. There is a really lovely blue iPad case that I have seen that Apple do, and it does look really lovely. They do the case in like black, white and blue. So out of all three colours that you do have as an option, I'm going to go for blue. But for the time being though, the magic keyboard is here, okay, I am going to use that. Also as well, what I do also want to say is, that I'm also going to use this iPad going forward to review movies that I see in cinemas or on streaming services in via Letterboxd, okay? Because I've been reviewing movies on my phone, and I'm not gonna lie, but there's quite a few times where I've got really big hands, really big thumbs and stuff, really big fingers, and I make so many spelling mistakes on my phone when I do Letterboxd reviews and stuff like that. So I do think going forward, I'm going to start reviewing my movies that I watch either on streaming or when I'm at the cinema. I'm going to start reviewing them using my iPad, because I think especially using the magic keyboard, it's going to be a lot better. And then finally, we have got the iPad Pro. Now, can I just say, right, out of the two that we've got for these boxes, the magic keyboard seems to be a lot heavier than what the iPad itself is. So that's a very interesting concept, the fact that the magic keyboard appears to be a lot heavier than that. So there we go. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to open up the Apple Pencil Pro, okay, we'll have a look at that. Now the good thing is with these is they do have tabs on the back, so it's just a case of just easily ripping the tab off and then just opening it up. Oh, it slides out, that's lovely. Okay, and then we'll just have a look and see what's inside. So lift that up. So all you got is, I'm assuming we get no stickers or anything like that, which is a shame. But we do get obviously like the manuals and stuff, and on the front it says designed by Apple in California. And then this is just plain and simple really. You've just got the pencil itself. I'm not going to lie, I have actually been watching so many of these unboxings that I feel like I'm just having a bit of a deja vu moment, because, you know, obviously I've already seen the unboxings and stuff. But let me know in the comment section if you are new around here, if you've seen any other Apple or iPad unboxings, and just kind of feels a bit deja vu-y, if you know what I mean. But here we go though, here is the Apple Pencil Pro. Now I'm looking forward to trying this out, because I'll tell you why now. If you squeeze the tip, I think, and there's no button or anything, so you literally just squeeze it, it brings up a palette, but also as well it's got haptic feedback as well. So that is something that I'm definitely looking forward to trying out when I have a look at the iPad in just a few moments, okay? For the time being though, I'm going to leave this to one side because we don't need it right now. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to unbox is the Magic Keyboard itself. So, again, there's a tab on the back, on both sides, top and bottom. So I'm just going to take off both tabs, like this. I'll tell you what, it would have been even better if it was like an ASMR kind of thing, wouldn't it? But there we go. There we go. The lid is off. The lids are so easy to take off. And then we have got the Magic Keyboard. So what I'm going to do is and can I just suggest as well, can I just say that even though I requested Amazon to send it to me like not so like a couple of days, so even though I requested to Amazon send it a couple of days after I ordered it so that I'm home, they did say on their website it'll be fewer boxes, but there was a lot of boxes, so didn't help. But anyway, this is though the Magic Keyboard. So here we go. I'm not gonna lie, it feels actually quite nice, to be honest. Now let me try and open this up like so. So there we go. And then if I just take that bit of cardboard off because we don't need it. That's as far back as it will go. So, but it's quite. So it's got a very, very strong hinge on it. They've got a USB port as well, USB-C port on it, so like you can charge something, I believe. But also as well, the really good thing is as well, and I'm looking over at my iMac as I look at this, because the Magic Keyboard itself has actually got, I mean, it's got, so according to other YouTubers, it's got a larger trackpad than the previous generation did. But also as well, it's got these other options on here. So like, for example, if I wanted to lock my iPad while it was in, whilst it was on the Magic Keyboard, I can lock it. I can turn up the brightness, turn down the brightness. I can press play, pause, and turn the volume up and down. I can do quick search and all of that stuff as well. Cap locks are on here as well. So pretty much it is almost identical to my iMac iMac keyboard over there that I'm looking at right now. But the only difference is my iMac keyboard, where I've been using it for the last 4 years, looks very dirty. This looks very, very clean. So, and also as well, what I do love as well is they've got that little hole there as well, which obviously you're going to need if you want to take photos. So again, I'm just going to set this to one side for now. I will stick the iPad Pro into the Magic Keyboard very shortly. And also as well, I think if I have another look at this as well, actually there is one other thing that I didn't point out, but there is also on the cover, on the case cover, there is a little magnetic thing, which I will show you more about that in a moment, because that is where the iPad connects and disconnects from the Magic Keyboard. Okay, so here we go, iPad. Let's open this up. Now, can I just say that the only Apple Silicon chip that I've actually owned, I feel like my room is actually starting to become quite messy now because of all the boxes I've had and stuff, but it's fine. The only Apple Silicon chip product that I own is the M1 iMac. I think over time, I think over the last couple of years, Apple have brought out other Apple iMacs and MacBooks and all of that stuff that have got the silicon chip, the M chip, but obviously they've upgraded it a little bit. Now this is actually the first Apple product with the M4 chip, so it's going to be a lot, it's going to be even faster than my Apple iMac as well, which is really, really amazing. But anyway, I'm going to open up the box. Here we go, lid's undone. Let's set that down there for now. And then I'm just gonna lift. Oh, I've got to be so careful with this. I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna stick this. Was that the? Okay. I'm gonna stick this to one. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna set that to one side for a second. Okay. I've just felt how light that is. Okay. So here you've obviously got instruction manual and stuff like that. And the only other thing you do get in here is the the charging cable. There is no power brick, so I really hope and pray you guys do have a, I mean, there is there's nothing else in here, so I really do hope and pray that you guys do have a like USB-C to USB-C charging brick, because if you don't, then you need to get one. I luckily do have a USB-C charging brick, so that is a really good sign. So I will be able to charge this up very, very shortly. But anyway, there we go. So that's that. So there we go. Again, like I say, there's no Apple stickers or anything like that. It just gives you basically just a guide on like iPad and all of that stuff, all the manuals and stuff. So yeah, very, very interesting, very interesting. So I'm going to put that back for now, stick that in there, and then I'm going to put that down as well. Now let's go to the main event, shall we? Let's go to the main event. This, oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, I need to take this in for a minute because this is super, super thin. Super thin. Oh my goodness. Right, I'm gonna take the plasticky bit off. I really, really, really need to go careful with this device. Jesus. So this right here is the iPad Pro 13-inch. I will try and navigate what. I mean, literally, I don't know how well. This probably isn't going to show up very well, but I mean, oh, this is super thin, like, oh my days. Honestly, super, super, super thin. So, let me show you this side here. That's where the speakers are. You've got this top area here, which has got the Apple Pencil Pro, where that magnet is. Then you've got this other side here, which again has got the USB-C charging port. Like, literally, this thing is as thin as the USB-C charging port. Like, what? This is some crazy thing, man. Oh, my days. And then you've got, obviously, the other two speakers as well. Obviously, on the back, you've just got the Apple logo. There we go. There's the Apple logo, and you've got the camera as well. And also, as well, on top of that, you've also got flash as well, so you can take flash photography. And also, as well, you've got a really good feature for this as well, because it does come with a kind of a scanner thing. So if you've got, say, for example, I don't know, a birth certificate, or you've got some documents that you want to scan, you can easily scan it, and this device will give you a really, really good sharp image of that scan. And I think you can turn it into PDFs as well. It's really, really good. And also as well, the other massive upgrade that comes with this, not only has it got the M4 chip in it and stuff like that, the other massive upgrade it comes with is the fact that now this thing is actually in landscape mode. So it means that you can set your iPad into the horizontal kind of mode, into this mode here, and you can have FaceTime video calls, you can have normal video calls and stuff like that. Whereas beforehand, let me bring back my iPad 5 very quickly. Beforehand, look, the camera is literally there, so it kind of was quite difficult for somebody to actually do video calls and stuff on the iPad until now, when they've now put the camera, I don't know how easy it is to see, but they put the camera right in the center in landscape mode. So that is another really, really cool feature. But yeah, honestly, let me just very quickly, I'll show you. Oh, and also as well, actually, let me show you what else was on the back, because there was something else. So right at the bottom, obviously, it says iPad, but I don't know if you can see, but right where my middle finger is right now, you should be able to see the three little dots. Those three little dots are what actually connects it to the Magic Keyboard, and I'm assuming as well to the case as well that it comes in. So let me just very quickly line this up. There we go. And then what I can also do as well is I can also it kind of bends out a little bit, so the screen kind of looks like it's popped out a little bit. So there we go. So I'm going to turn this on. Now, the other thing is as well, the other really good thing is about this, I don't know, oh, it is turning on. The screen itself actually looks very, very clear, very, very clean. I'm also going to add as well that this iPad, it also comes with a tandem OLED screen, which means it's basically what Apple have done, and I can already tell it's on 91%, which is great. So I'm just going to set this, oh, I didn't mean to press that one. That's the one that I wanted. There we go. Thank you very much. I've kind of set the country to another country, not the United Kingdom. So what I love about this is the fact that this screen is already popping out at me. Like, the colours seem very, very colourful and really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press that one. I am going to need to obviously do the Wi-Fi and stuff for this as well. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the screen and stuff, because already I'm amazed at how bright this is and just how amazing this looks actually in general, because it does look really, really amazing. But let me just explain what tandem OLED means. So tandem OLED means that Apple have basically put an OLED screen inside the iPad Pro, and then they've stuck another OLED screen over that OLED screen to then bring, so that it can basically be a lot more brighter than what it was with just the standard one OLED screen. So I never knew that you could actually do that, to be honest, because, like, for example, you have the Nintendo Switch. Now the Nintendo Switch does have an OLED screen, obviously Nintendo Switch OLED, which is the most recent model. But yeah, so anyway, oh, and now I've got a call as well. Okay, so I took the phone call, by the way. It was my partner, Grace. She was just having a video call with me because she hasn't spoken to me all day. So she had a quick video call with me. While I had a video call with Grace, actually, I did the Wi-Fi password. I also did the software update for this as well. Really concerning thing at the minute is the fact that right at the top, in the top corner here, the time seems to be displaying that it's 10:37 AM on Monday the 3rd of June, which isn't right. Also as well, I've signed into my Apple ID, which I had a little complications with, but it's all been sorted though, it's fine. I just had to re-enter my the code. I had to send the code to my phone, text the code through my phone, and then set it up that way. But anyway, what I'm going to do, so there's obviously the Siri option as well. So obviously Siri, as you may know if you own Apple products, does help you find information and get things done just by asking. Just say Siri, then your request, or press and hold the top button. So I'm going to press continue. I'm going to say not now to that one, because I don't really want... has that pressed it? Don't know. I did just press not now. Ah, there we go. iPad analytics. Sure, I can share that with Apple. App analytics. Sure. Welcome to iPad. Here we go. So this is it. This is the home screen on the iPad. I mean, it doesn't really look any different to how it looked before on my previous iPad, really. It does look quite pretty much the same. I mean, obviously you've got the clock, you've got the weather, you've got the stock app as well, you got Find My, you got the iTunes store as well, that's there, contacts, translate, shortcuts, voice notes, you've got the measure app as well. Now what I love about this is, so I'm using the trackpad. I don't know if you can see, but there is a cursor that I'm currently using at the moment to kind of navigate my way through the iPad. Now obviously that cursor, every time I go onto a select app, for example, it does actually hover over the app that I'm currently cursoring around. So you've got Photo Booth, GarageBand, Pages, Numbers, Keynote, iMovie, Freeform, Health, Tips, Apple Store as well, clips. Some of these apps, I'm not going to lie, I've never even seen before, so that's an interesting take. You've got like the top stories, you've got your notes, the weather, your calendar. I might start using the calendar a little bit more. You've got FaceTime and files and reminders and all of that stuff as well. You got Apple TV, podcasts, and the App Store, books, news, settings, and also as well the camera. Should we go into the camera? We'll allow while using the app. Okay, so right now it is actually selected on the back camera right now. You can't see anything because the camera has actually been covered by my bag, which is what's supporting this at the minute. But let me just turn this around very quickly. Hello, here I am. I tell you what, I'm just going to very quickly kind of tilt it down a little bit. There we go. So this is the iPad camera. I'm not going to lie, actually, it looks so much better given the fact that it's actually in the right area. It's actually, I'm literally looking at it right now, and I'm directly looking at the camera right now on my iPad, and it actually does seem like it is the right place to put the camera, rather than having it like sort of here, like, you know, on the other side, because otherwise you're kind of looking down at it and it kind of looks a bit awkward. But actually looking at it from this perspective though, which I do feel like a lot of people use their iPad in this kind of rotation anyway, it actually does work. So that, for example, I'm really glad about. But I mean, obviously you've got the video option as well. Now I believe you can actually do 4K video on this, which is great. You do slow motion, you can do time lapse as well, obviously photo, portrait as well. So the portrait, it blurs out everything in the background, and I think it's actually blurred my camera out a little bit as well, so it's actually focusing just on my face, which is great. And then obviously you've got square, which I think a lot of people kind of used back in the day during Instagram, you know, but I don't really know many Apple users that still use the square option. And then obviously you've got the panoramic as well. So if you're out somewhere, you know, maybe on holiday somewhere or something like that, and you want to take a good photo of like the scenery, then you've got that option there as well. So there we go. Now I don't know, I can actually click the down button and to go back home, which is great. Obviously, along the tiles here, you've obviously got messages, you've got your Safari, your Apple Music. Now, Apple Music, actually, I do want to say something about Apple Music. I'm actually considering going back to Apple Music because I've just found out, I've just learned that Apple Music actually costs £1 less than what Spotify does. So I'm considering going back to Apple Music, and also as well you've got spatial audio as well, which is great. But yeah, so there we go. So this is the iPad Pro. I'm not gonna lie, I am going to obviously get some apps on this. I'm gonna download Letterboxd, probably the streaming services that I use as well, including Disney Plus and Netflix, Prime Video, ITVX, BBC iPlayer, you know, all those kind of apps as well. I don't know yet, I may end up getting some games on this. I should also point out as well, two other things before I wrap up this video. Firstly, I love the fact that the keyboard on this lights up. The backlights on this are amazing, so I do love that feature. I think that feature is great. Definitely does make it kind of feel like it's sort of like a mini laptop. Now, let me answer this question, okay? Is this a laptop? No. This isn't a laptop. This is just, I mean, obviously, a lot of people do use the Magic Keyboard for, like, doing work, for example, if you've got, like, Microsoft 365 or something. I mean, obviously, you've got the Notes app somewhere, haven't you? So, obviously, you can do your notes. So, you've got the Notes app right here. You can easily do some notes. I do think as well, actually, so I can literally just say, here, hello, like that. Oh, it's not actually showing. There we go, that's better. So you can literally say, hello, my name is SteveOfficial. There we go. So I mean, I've just wrote that. Can I just say as well, if I just zoom in a little bit on this, right? I'm just going to zoom in. I mean, what I love about this is the fact that you can definitely tell this is not nano. This is tandem OLED, because there is just no like kind of what's the word, like, you know, like normally when you see writing like this, for example, there's kind of like a white kind of thing that's kind of that comes off text, for example. But with this, for example, though, there is none of that, which is great. I absolutely love the fact that doesn't really exist here. So yeah, so I do love that. I do think that's great. Also as well, can I just say that I mean, I'm going to have a look at the screen brightness. So the screen brightness isn't actually all the way up. Okay, here we go. So this is the interesting bit. So I've just literally turned it all the way up to its brightness. Again, here we go. So we are starting to get a little bit of that kind of white glare kind of thing. But at the same time, though, when my camera does actually focus on what I've just typed out, it does kind of dim quite significantly. But obviously, as I kind of more and more kind of zoom out of that text, obviously the glare is there just alongside all the other bits. But then again, though, it is obviously its brightness. Here we go. I mean, whoa, this is really bright, like really bright. Even if I kind of lower the camera down a little bit, I mean, you can see that brightness coming literally all the way from onto this kind of aluminium kind of piece of like the keyboard and stuff. I mean, that is really bright, but I mean, at the same time, it's really nice though. But also as well, when you think about it, right, I mean, I can turn the brightness all the way back down again to where it was, which I think was around about there. And then, I mean, to be honest with you, either way, it kind of is bright enough anyway, you know? So I don't think really, I mean, it's 1000 nits brightness on this, and obviously it's and by the way, for the record, I just also want to point out that the time has now gone back to what the time is right now. So it's 6:47 on Monday the 3rd of June at the time of filming this video. So that's all gone back to normal, which is great. But the brightness though, I think is really, really good on this. So that's great. I do want to try out the sound. I'm going to have to try that off the camera because obviously for copyright reasons, I'll have to give that a go. But in terms of this iPad though, so far, I am loving this. I do think it is absolutely amazing. I mean, apparently it has got an all-day battery life. Again, that's something I would love to put to the test. So there we go. So there is that as well. But yeah, honestly though, so far I'm loving this iPad Pro. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you like what you see here, then feel free to hit that subscribe button to become a Stevo. I'll be back again soon with your next YouTube video. But until then, it's goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.